In this video, I'm going to be installing and testing every single screen protector that FLOLAB offers, as well as some tempered glass camera protectors for the iPhone 16 Pro. We're going to see how they fit and how they feel on the phone, and stick with me throughout the whole video because I will be doing a drop and a scratch test for each one of these screen protectors to see how durable they are, and by the end of this video, you'll know which one of these screen protectors are right for you. And if you guys want to pick any of these up, don't forget to use my discount code in the video description to save you a little bit of money. So let's get started. So the first screen protector we're going to take a look at is the FLOLAB ONETIME Pro. It's anti-reflective, anti-rainbow, anti-fingerprint, antimicrobial. It's got triple layer strength, it's got reinforced edges, it's easy to install, and it has a lifetime warranty. So we get one screen protector inside of a guide, a squeegee, a filter to show the rainbow effect or non-rainbow effect, and some installation wipes. So once you've cleaned off your screen, take your dust sticker here, peel off one side, stick that down on our phone, and then just push out the other side just like this, and we'll leave that on our phone. Then take your installation guide with your screen protector, making sure that where it says top goes towards the camera on your phone. Then peel off your dust sticker and place this whole guide over the top of your phone just like this. Then just hold down on the guide with one hand. We're going to pull out the tab here. Then slide your finger down the middle, wait 20 seconds. Then we'll lift up on the guide. Now we do have some bubbles on the screen here, so I'll just use my squeegee to kind of push those out. As you can see, some are already disappearing. So I was able to get out those bubbles by using the squeegee and lifting up on the screen just a slight bit. There is just a very tiny bubble down at the bottom here, but hopefully that'll go away within the next few days. Screen looks really nice. It is a full coverage screen protector, so it does cover your cameras and your sensors. The edges are also rounded off. There is a slight gap around the screen for case compatibility, which we will be testing out. As far as touch, super smooth, just like the glass that's on the phone. And as far as fingerprints goes, does a pretty good job at keeping down these smudges, just ever so slight on the screen, which you can very easily just wipe away. Looks really nice. Now the screen protector also has a anti-reflective coating on it, and if I kind of shine it at my studio light, you can see how much it actually dims it down and allows you to see the light a lot better. So you can see from the comparison how much the anti-reflective coating actually dims down the light versus just the regular screen on your iPhone. So now let's test out our Face ID and our camera. Face ID working perfectly fine, and let's check out our camera. And camera is nice and clear. No issues there. And just to show you that there is actually Face ID on here, turn on the screen and try to open it. As you can see, it's not working, but when it looks at me, it opens right up. As you can see, the screen is also crystal clear, touch working perfectly. Now let me show you what the polar spectra does for this screen. I'm going to put up that filter that allows you to see what the screen would look like as if you're looking at it through polarized sunglasses. And as you can see, there's no rainbow effect, or ever so slight if you look at the screen from the side, but you're really not going to be doing that. You're going to look at it directly on, and you can see how the screen is perfect, unlike some of the other screen protectors that have a really horrible rainbow effect. So now let's see if any part of the screen protector covers the screen. I'll open up my camera here, and we'll kind of take a look at the screen. So if we take a look here, if we look in the corners, you can kind of see the white L's in each one of the corners, except for maybe over in this little corner here. We can kind of see it if we tilt the screen a little bit. So the screen seems like it might be just a tad bit misaligned, because you should be able to see each one of these white L's in each one of the corners, but it's just off by like a titch. If I tilt the screen just a little bit, you can see it, but totally flat, it kind of disappears in one of the corners. I definitely don't think it's a deal breaker, because what are you missing from that little portion of the screen? Really nothing. When you're, looking at your app or something, typically things aren't going to be off in the corner like that. So you really shouldn't have any problems seeing anything on the screen with the screen protector. And then let's see if there's any light bleed on the side. And you can see it's just very slight. Really not bad at all. And again, if you're using a case, you're not going to see this at all. So now let's put a case on our phone. And it seems like this screen protector fits perfectly inside of a case. There is a pretty good gap at the bottom of the screen, and slight at the top, and just a very little bit on the sides. So the screen protector should be compatible with most cases. So everything's looking great on this screen protector so far. I love the anti-reflective coating, and I also wear polarized sunglasses, so the polar spectra definitely comes in handy for me. But now it's time to test out the durability with the drop and the scratch test. So we're going to start off this test by dropping a 2.4 ounce steel metal ball at a starting height of 2 feet. If the screen protector doesn't crack, we'll move it up foot by foot until it eventually does. So here we go at 2 feet. Moving on to 3 feet. 3 feet. So this screen protector lasted up until a 3-foot drop. Now let's move on to the scratch test. So regular tempered glass starts to scratch around a Mohs hardness number 6. So we're going to start off with a number 5. Then we'll move on to number 6. And then finally, number 7. So if we take a closer look, you can see that there are no scratches at the number 5. There are ever so slight at a number 6, and about the same at the number 7. So scratch resistance seems to be a little bit better than regular tempered glass. It still scratches at a number 6, but it's not very deep. And with the anti-reflective coating on the screen, it makes it a lot harder to see. So installation for the screen protector was really easy. It also does seem to be case friendly. It lasted up until a 3-foot drop, and scratch resistance seems to be a little bit better than regular tempered glass. Now let's take a look at the FLOLAB ONETIME Pro Privacy Screen Protector. This is anti-reflective, it's anti-fingerprint, antimicrobial, it's also got triple layer strength, it's easy to install, and it also has a lifetime warranty. So here we have our one screen protector, our squeegee, and some installation wipes. So once you've cleaned your screen, take your dust sticker, peel off one side. We'll place this over the top of our phone and then just kind of push out the other end, just like that. Then take your installation tray, making sure where it says top is going towards the camera on your phone. We'll peel off our dust sticker. Then take your guide, place it right over the top of your phone like this, press it into place. Then hold onto the guide with one hand, and we're going to pull out the little plastic tab. Then run your finger down the middle of the screen. Wait 20 seconds. Then we'll peel off the top protector. And we'll take a look at our installation. So it does look like we have a couple bubbles right there and right there, but we can get those out with our squeegee. So I was able to get those bubbles out by very gently lifting up the screen and using the squeegee. This is also a full coverage screen protector, so it does cover your sensors, but there's a cutout for your camera, which you can see there. The edges are also rounded off. There is also a very slight gap all the way around the screen for case compatibility. As far as touch, feels nice and smooth, just like the glass that's on the phone. And you can also see that anti-reflective coating doing its work by dimming down my studio light in the screen. And here you can see by the side-by-side comparison how much the screen actually dulls down my studio light versus just the screen of the iPhone 16 Pro. And as far as fingerprints, does a pretty good job at keeping down the fingerprints. There's just some slight smudges on the screen, which you can very easily wipe away because it has the oleophobic coating. So you can see how the screen is slightly dulled down, but we're going to test out our Face ID. Face ID working fine. Now, with all privacy screen protectors, because of the way that they work, you will have to most likely turn up your brightness to kind of compensate for that. But as you can see, the screen is crystal clear and touch is working beautifully. So now let's take a look at the screen as if we were looking at it through polarized sunglasses. Now, unlike the other screen protector that has the polar spectra, this one does have a slight rainbow effect. You can still very easily see what's on the screen, but if you twist and turn the screen, the rainbow gets a little worse. But if you're looking at it dead on, this is pretty much what you can expect. So now let's take a look and see if the screen protector is covering any part of the screen here. And if we take a look in all four of the corners, you can see the little white L's in each one of the corners, which tells me that the screen protector is pretty much perfectly aligned and it shouldn't cover any portion of the screen, even though it does have the slight black borders. And then let's look at our light bleed from the edges. So you can see that there is a very slight gap, not huge. And again, if you're using a case, you're not going to even see that. On the side here, again, just a very slight gap. And then for the privacy screen function, if you turn the screen to the side, you can see how the screen just kind of disappears. That is pretty cool. It only works side to side. It does not work up and down. Now let's put it in our case and we'll test out the case compatibility. And it seems to fit this case perfectly. Again, we have a slight gap on the bottom of the phone as well as on the top, and ever so slight on the side. So it should be compatible with most cases. Then let's take a look at our camera so you can see how clear it is. As you can see, it's perfectly clear, no issues there. So everything's looking great on the screen protector so far. Now let's move on to the scratch and the drop test. All right, so again, we're going to start off our test at 2 feet. Moving on to 3 feet. 3 feet. So this screen protector lasted up until a 3-foot drop. Now let's move on to the scratch test. So we're going to start off our test with a number 5. Then we'll move on to a number 6. And then finally a number 7. So if we take a closer look, you can see there are no scratches at the number 5. There are slight at a number 6 and about the same at a number 7. Sorry. So scratch resistance seems to be pretty standard for tempered glass. So installation for the screen protector was pretty easy. It also does seem to be case friendly. It lasted up until a 3-foot drop, and scratch resistance seems to be a little bit better than regular tempered glass. And then here we have the FLOLAB ONETIME Max. This screen protector is blue light blocking. It also has an anti-fingerprint and antimicrobial coating. It's got triple layer strength, it's easy to install, and it's also got a lifetime warranty. So here we get one screen protector and a guide. And we have some installation wipes. So first I want to show you that this screen protector actually blocks out blue light. I'm going to do that with this blue light card. It reacts to blue light. So if I actually shine it with blue light, you can see that it immediately turns purple. Now if I take the same card and I put it underneath the screen protector, just like that, and then I shine the blue light through the screen protector here, you'll see that the card won't react like the other one did. And as you can see, the card has not turned purple like the other one did. So that's how you know that it's actually blocking out blue light. So once your screen is all clean, take your dust sticker, peel off one side, we'll put that one side down on top of your phone just like this, and then kind of just push out the other side so it's nice and even on your phone. Then take your installation tray with your screen protector in it, making sure that the top signifier is going towards the camera on your phone. We'll take off our dust sticker. Then we'll put our guide over our phone just like this and then press it into place. Then hold on to the guide with one hand, and we're going to pull out this little sticker with our other hand. Then slide your finger down the middle. Wait 20 seconds for it to adhere. Then once that's done, we'll lift up on the guide. Take a look at our screen protector. So it does look like we have some bubbles, which I will get out with our squeegee. So I was able to get the bubbles out with a combination of kind of lifting the screen and using the squeegee. And as you can see now, there are no bubbles or lifting on the screen. It looks perfect installation. The edges are also rounded off. This is also a full coverage screen protector, so it does cover your cameras and your sensors. As far as touch, super smooth, just like the glass that's on the phone, and it also has a slight gap all the way around the phone for case compatibility. Now as far as touch and fingerprints, it seems to do a pretty good job at rejecting fingerprints. I don't really see anything on the screen that I need to wipe off, which is really great. Now let's test out our Face ID. Face ID working fine. Test out our camera. And camera looks nice and clear. You can see the screen is also nice and clear as well, even though that it does block out blue light. Touch working great. So now let's look at our phone as if we were looking at it through polarized sunglasses. And as you can see, there is only a very slight rainbow effect. Not bad at all. So now let's check out the alignment of our screen. So now if we take a look at this, we should be able to see all the white portions of the little L's in the corner of the camera, but some of them are blocked until you kind of turn the phone off to one side. So the black borders on this screen protector seems to be cutting off the screen just a titch. I don't think it's really a huge deal, because when you're looking at your screen, you're really not going to see much off to those sides of the corners. Maybe if you're looking at text, it might cut something off, but then you can just kind of scroll. So I really don't think it's that big of a deal, but the black borders on the screen protector do seem to just cut off the screen ever so slightly. And then as far as the edge bleed, you can kind of see that there's just an ever so slight gap on the side. And on this side too, just a little gap. But if you're using a case, you're not going to see that at all. Then let's put this in our case. So I don't see any bubbles, no lifting. So it does seem to be case compatible. And there's also a gap on the bottom and the top of the screen, as well as slightly on the sides. So again, the screen protector seems to be doing great so far. Now let's move on to the scratch and the drop test. All right, so we're going to start off the test at 2 feet. Moving on to 3 feet. 4 feet. 4 feet. So this screen protector lasted up until a 4-foot drop, and now let's move on to the scratch test. So we're going to start off our test with a number 5. Then we'll move on to a number 6. And then a number 7. So if we take a closer look, you can see that there are no scratches at the number 5. There are slight at a number 6, and about the same, maybe a little bit deeper at a number 7. So scratch resistance seems to be just a little bit better than regular tempered glass. So installation for the screen protector was pretty easy. It also does seem to be case friendly. It lasted up until a 4-foot drop, and scratch resistance seems to be just a little bit better than regular tempered glass. And then here we have one of my personal favorite FLOLAB screen protectors, the OneTime Max Matte. It's got an anti-glare, anti-rainbow, anti-fingerprint, and antimicrobial coating. It's got triple layer strength, it's easy to install, and it's got a lifetime warranty. So we get one screen protector with a guide, a squeegee, and some installation wipes, and a filter. So once you have your screen all cleaned off, take your dust sticker. We're going to peel off one side and put this down over the top of your screen like this, and then just push out the other side. Then take your installation guide, making sure that the top portion here goes towards the camera on your phone. We'll peel off our screen protector, put the guide over the phone and press it into place just like this. Then hold onto the guide with one hand and pull out the tab with the other. Then run your finger down the middle of the screen and wait 20 seconds. Then lift up on the guide. So then we'll take a look at our screen. So we do have some bubbles on the screen, but we'll just use our squeegee to kind of squeegee those out. So I was able to get out the majority of the bubbles with the squeegee and kind of lifting up on the screen. I do have a little piece of dust under here at the bottom and a little bubble at the bottom of the screen as well. Hopefully that'll go away within a couple days. But as far as the installation, it was pretty easy. It does look like a really nice install. Screen is super smooth, just like the glass on the phone. We do have a clear portion of the screen for our sensors and our camera. The edges are also rounded off, and you can also see that anti-glare coating going to work. Makes it a lot easier to see the screen, especially in bright sunlight. There is also a slight gap around the screen for case compatibility. As far as fingerprints, it does a great job at keeping down fingerprints as well. Really don't see anything to wipe away. So let's take a look at our screen. As you can see, it is nice and clear. Test out our Face ID. Face ID working fine. Touch working fine. Let's test out our camera. Camera looks nice and clear. Don't see any issues there. And we'll take a look at that anti-glare coating again. So as you can see, it keeps down that glare, so you can see the screen easier than you would if you didn't have it. It also kind of gives the screen kind of like a matte look, which I particularly like. It is also nice and clear. Now let's test out our camera to see the alignment. And it seems like we can see a couple of the lines in the corners here, but at the bottom here it kind of cuts off the little white L. So again, it does seem to cover just a tiny bit of the screen in this side, but not on the other. But again, I really don't see a huge issue because the majority of the time you're not going to be looking at things in that very corner, and if you need to, you just kind of swipe over. And then as far as the little light bleed on the side, you can see there's a slight gap on the side of the screen, and on the other side it's just ever so slight. So let's put this in our case. And it seems to fit the case perfectly. Don't see any lifting, no extra bubbles. There does seem to still be a gap at the bottom and the top of the screen, as well as slightly on the side, so it should be compatible with most cases. I love the way that these matte screens look, because again, it keeps down the fingerprints and it kind of gives the screen that matte look, and it also keeps down the glare, especially when you're looking at the screen in bright sunlight. So everything's looking great for the screen protector so far. Now let's move on to the scratch and the drop test. All right, so we're going to start off the test at 2 feet. Moving on to 3 feet. 4 feet. 5 feet. 5 feet. So this screen protector lasted up until a 5-foot drop. Now let's move on to the scratch test. So we're going to start off our test with a number 5. Then we'll move on to a number 6. And then a number 7. So if we take a closer look, you can see there are no scratches at the number 5. There are ever so slight at a number 6 and just a little bit more at a number 7. So scratch resistance seems to be better than regular tempered glass. So installation for the screen protector was pretty easy. It also does seem to be case friendly. It lasted up until a 5-foot drop, and scratch resistance seems to be better than regular tempered glass. And then here we have the FLOLAB ONETIME. This is their ultra clear screen protector. It's case friendly. It's got anti-fingerprint and antimicrobial coatings. It's got triple layer strength. It's easy to install, and it also has a lifetime warranty. So with this screen protector, we get a squeegee. We get 2 tempered glass screen protectors with an installation guide and some installation wipes. So once you've cleaned off your screen, take your dust sticker and peel off one side. Put this down on your phone just like this and push out the other side. Then take your screen protector with your guide, making sure that the top here goes towards the camera on your phone. We're going to peel off our sticker, and then just place this whole thing over the top of your phone just like this and press it into place. Then hold down on the guide with one hand and pull out the tab with the other. And then run your finger down the middle of the screen to start the adhere. Then run your finger down the screen to start the installation. Then lift off the top protector. And we'll take a look at our screen. So we do have some bubbles on the screen, which we will get out with the squeegee. So I was able to get those bubbles out by slightly lifting up the screen and using the squeegee. As you can see, it is a full coverage screen protector, so it does cover your cameras. But this screen protector has a larger gap around the edge of the phone for case compatibility. As far as touch, feels nice and smooth, just like the glass that's on the phone. The edges are also rounded off. As far as fingerprints, does a pretty good job at rejecting fingerprints. We only have slight smudges on the screen, which you can very easily wipe away with minimal effort. As far as the screen, it is nice and clear. Face ID working fine. As you can see, again, it is nice and clear, and touch is working perfectly fine. Let's test out our camera. Camera looks nice and clear, no issues there. Now let's take a look at the screen as if we were looking at it through polarized sunglasses. So as you can see, there is only a very, very slight rainbow effect. I think FLOLAB has some of the best anti-rainbow screen protectors around. Now let's take a look at our alignment here. And if we take a look at the screen, you can see that you can see all portions of the screen. We can see all 4 of these white little L's in the corners. So there will be no screen cutting off with the screen protector. And then as far as the gap on the side, again, it is only ever so slight. On the other side here, you can see it's just a tiny bit. Now let's put it in our case. And it seems to fit the case perfectly fine. There is definitely more of a gap on this screen protector. So if you're looking for the most compatible screen protector with pretty like 99% of the cases, this is definitely the screen protector to get. You can see that gap all the way around the screen. So looking good so far. Now let's move on to the scratch and the drop test. All right, so let's start off the drop test at 2 feet. Moving on to 3 feet. 4 feet. 4 feet. So this screen protector lasted up until a 4-foot drop. Now let's move on to the scratch test. So we're going to start off the test with a number 5. Then we'll move on to a number 6. And then a number 7. So if we take a closer look, you can see there are no scratches at the number 5. There are slight at a number 6 and a little deeper at a number 7. So scratch resistance seems to be pretty standard for tempered glass. So installation for the screen protector was really easy. It also does seem to be case friendly. It lasted up until a 4-foot drop, and scratch resistance seems to be pretty standard for tempered glass. And then here we have the FLOLAB tempered glass camera protectors. Now the really nice thing about these protectors are they are also anti-reflective, and they come in the same colors as the iPhone 16 Pros do. So here I have the desert color, and we're going to be installing the desert titanium camera lens covers. So we get one set of camera lens covers and some installation wipes. So first we need to thoroughly clean off our cameras. Then dry them off. And then I'd wait about 30 seconds to a minute to make sure that the alcohol has totally evaporated. Then take your little guide with your lens covers. We need to align them with the same way that the cameras are on the back of the phone, just like this. Then we're going to peel off the bottom cover and then just place this over the top of your lenses and then press down on each one of the lenses. Then just lift up on the guide and you're all set. And don't throw this little guide away because it does have a lens remover in case you ever want to remove these lenses from your phone. So if we take a closer look, you can see that it does have like the desert titanium metal rings around each one of the lenses. Looks really nice. Looks pretty stock, like it's supposed to be there. And it also doesn't add extra bulk to the phone either. They look really nice. Now, as far as fingerprints, it does pick up very slight smudges on the lenses, but you can very easily just wipe those off, and it's crystal clear again. Let's check out our camera. And as you can see, it is crystal clear, even up close. No issues with the cameras. It is nice and clear as well. Colors are represented really well also, so there shouldn't be any issues with colors or taking pictures, even with the lenses on the back of your phone. So now let's test out these screens. So now let's test out the lenses scratch resistance. So again, we're going to start off our test with a number 5. Then we'll move on to a number 6, and then a number 7. Now if we take a closer look, you can see that there are no scratches at the number 5. There are slight at a number 6 and deeper at a number 7. So scratch resistance may be a little bit better than regular tempered glass. Then if you want to remove these protectors, you can take that guide again, just kind of get it underneath one of the lenses, and then just kind of push up and it comes right off. So out of all these screen protectors, which one was your favorite and why? Let me know in the comments below. My favorite is definitely the FLOLAB ONETIME Max Matte Screen Protector. I just like the way that it feels, the way that it looks, how it doesn't show fingerprints really well, and it did really good in the drop test. And again, if you guys want to pick any of these up, don't forget to use my discount code in the video description to save some money. And if you guys enjoyed the video, it would really help out the channel if you gave me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.